I mean, they're doing well for themselves, here in this series. I like how the decision-making came out in that last game as well, especially towards the later stages. Being able to defend that keep up towards the top, very good. Knowing that that was one of the only ways that beGenius was going to get themselves back into that situation, 20 versus 19.
Yeah, I also like them isolating a target. They constantly kept going after Erikine. But nonetheless, we love hearing from you guys. We have a tweet to talk about here on the HGC. Let's see what it is here. Rate Okan. Claris, who wins the hammer throw? Ragnaros or Falstad? Heroes Olympics.
That's a great question, Wrath Okan. Thank you very much for that.
It depends. Does he have secret weapon or no?
Well, are we talking lore-wise or are we talking secret weapon?
Let's go with lore-wise, and then we'll go with in-game-wise.
Lore-wise, Ragnaros is a huge Fire Lord with probably the power of an entire element behind him.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with Ragnaros, even though his hammer's really big.
But Falstad's dead.
All right, red shirt guy, calm down.
I would go with Falstad with secret weapon. He would destroy it. He would throw it so far.
Okay.
He'd be an absolute beast. We have to have a difference in opinion, man, or we just can't have the same jiving, you know?
That is true.
All right, guys. Battlegrounds are ready. Let's get ready for game number 3 here. Remember, beGenius and Trick Esports facing off. Bands, Breakfast Holdout, and Tumos Batter Queen. Nope, not playing those. Dragonshire and Infernal Shrines were just played here on the stage. Cursed Hollow will be our third battleground that we are going to. And
it looks like beGenius electing to go for first pick themselves again. What have they got out of it? Each game they've got out of it Tychus.
That's been the story for them for the last 4 weeks. We need Tychus, or we can't win.
I'm gonna do that again. It doesn't. They're not getting anything out of it. I don't feel like it's having as much impact as they need it to.
Yeah.
Like.
And the thing is, too, is like every team in the league is adapting to it. Like we have Trick Esports, who has ran 75% heavy warrior comps, and they're switching it up here.
Yeah, no more.
You know what you do when your opposing team switches it up? You switch it up. You need to get some variety here, and I think it's important here, especially going into game number 3. Obviously, game 1 and game 2 did not work out for beGenius, and they're playing pretty well. Like they're having moments of like.
Yeah.
They got some fire going.
I think something that we were talking briefly about during the break, but we were also alluding to it in the cast as well. Get Kiova on Li Ming.
Get him.
Get him on Li Ming.
Period.
I think it's one of their better heroes on Kiova, who is making it look good. Try and get that. Try and build something around that. I know Li Ming doesn't have many combos.
Sure.
Maybe a variant could come in. Maybe they could have some taunt synergy with that.
Yeah. Like, who cares about win rates in EU and Korea and North America when it comes to Li Ming? You have a player that dominates on a certain character. Build around that. Get a couple of victories, and then you can start worrying about switching up your gameplay, right? The moment you get a ban from the opposing team on Li Ming, you know you've done it, and then you work on something else. Regardless, here we are. Back into the ban phase here. beGenius will get the first ban of the day. Dahaka should be it. There it is, because it is Cursed Hollow. The ban for Trick Esports has been Tassadar constantly.
Yeah.
And with Alex Aproji tweeting last week that he just wishes Tassadar wasn't in the game, I feel like we're going to have that ban all the time.
It's very impactful. Very impactful, not only in the previous patch, but also here in Valera patch. In a different way, of course. Now provides a bit more extra damage, as well as the bigger shields. But yeah, Tassadar is strong.
Yep. Very strong.
So now beGenius, I don't want to see a Tychus pick.
Don't do it.
I don't want to see a Tychus pick.
Pretend it's banned. Give it away at Trick Esports. I don't mind their Falstad play. Pick up Falstad here. It's a map to get it on.
Or take Malfurion.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. All right. Sideblade life. I'm down.
So,
I'm down.
Relying on some of the big playmakers of their team. Eternal, Zeratul, yes. We've even seen in HGC Europe opportunities for, well, I mean, or lack of opportunities, because teams have banned out Zeratul against Eternal from just the very get-go when they have been first pick. So then that falls to Tassadar coming back. ETC Tychus. So that is a Crosby pickup, and I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work.
Well, you have your ETC, which is one of the strongest warriors here in Europe. Taking away Tychus and not giving beGenius Tychus Zeratul, whoever they want. Obviously, they want Tychus, so just taking away is good. Trick Esports ran it a few times. They've also prioritized it in the first couple of weeks. They've fallen off of that slightly in week 3, but they can run a Tychus. They certainly can. So now Trick Esports has it over to beGenius. They're opened up here for full wombo combo life.
Why did I say Eternal on Zeratul? It's beGenius. I'm an idiot. You should have corrected me.
Well, I didn't want to call you out, man. I thought I was there to aid you if you kept going with it. I was gonna say, oh well, yeah, they took it away from
That was
Eternal.
just
So
dumb.
good call, Hilarious.
Ignore me. All right, wait. Let me go back 5 minutes in time. Where are we? So who is actually going to be playing that? I guess Tank for the Win is going to be playing that. But they're picking up Malfurion and Falstad. I really like those two pickups.
Yeah, there's a Falstad. You get the #1 support in Europe here for right now. So Malfurion, they have a strong foundation. They have Disengage. They have boss control. beGenius has started this draft well.
Yeah.
Over Tricky Sports. Now you start thinking about bans. Do you think there's going to be a Jaina and a Falstad in the same team? Do you ban a Jaina here? Or do you take her? Because they still have ETC and Tychus.
I think... So, in the contrast to what I said in my terrible, terrible mistake, we haven't really seen beGenius run for Zeratul all, right? So we don't really know what they're going to couple this up with. They're going to ban out Jaina because they have to target the most common duos when we're not as familiar with a team running a Zeratul, which I think is fine. But if I have to really look critically down on what beGenius has right now, I don't think they would have picked up Jaina with it. Because Jaina Falstad Zeratul with a Malfurion and a solo warrior, it doesn't feel like beGenius to me. I don't know what you think.
No, I think I agree with you. The way that has been stated, the way that it looks, we just haven't seen that mix up from beGenius yet. So going with the common ban is the best course of action. And the same here for beGenius. I think Rhaegar's ban. You go with the common ban here, because they have ETC, they have Tychus. In the first couple of weeks, that was their first pickup after they had Tychus and ETC. They want that strong healer that just keeps people alive, and Rhaegar is that choice. And you already have Malfurion. Put the burden on Trick Esports to go with a different support, because Trick actually hasn't ran too many different supports in the past year, so it would be nice to see them have some variety. Maybe having a Brightwing in their mix-up could throw Trick Esports enough off to where you can control the battleground.
I'm just looking through...
Oh, they banned Brightwing instead.
Okay, so they don't want Peekaboo to be a thing. They don't want extra global soaking to be a thing. I'm just looking through all my drafts here, and I'm just like, so interested. This is why I slipped up, because we never get to see beGenius play Zeratul, and I'm just like, Trick Esports in the game, all right, Eternal's there. It's a very uncommon thing, but I like it because they're bringing something different to the table in their time of dire need. So it's cool.
And Trick Esports,
that's powerful.
While there are different things on the opposing side, they are going to strong foundation that they have ran in the past. They now have their Ragnaros, they have their Tyrael, they have ETC, they have Tychus. All they need to do is pick up a support, and Rhaegar is still on the table. There's no way that beGenius runs a double support with Zeratul and Falstad. What do you think about rounding out this composition? And this is my due diligence on my variant talk.
Oh God,
with Varian Li Ming as your 4th and 5th.
So, I think there's a lot of finesse to playing Varian as a solo warrior.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd be successful with it.
It'd be hard in a double warrior, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Because the thing is now, I guess Kiraba's going to be on the Falstad. No, it might be Araki. Maybe they are still looking for a Kirova pickup.
What about Leoric variant? What? You can handle ETC, you can handle Tyrael.
Don't know if they need Leoric. I think that's maybe like, they want something with Zeratul. A Nubarak Li Ming. All right, so at least they've put Kirova on the Li Ming. That's what we wanted. A Nubarak solo warrior.
I would have wanted Varian way more than this.
Yeah.
A Nubarak gives him possible dive control and helps him deal with Ragnaros. You want it simply because of that spell shield when he goes for the Saphira Smash. So a Nubarak can be aggressive, but there's still so much lockdown, and Tychus can shred through a Nubarak. I do not like solo Nubarak. We've seen it 3 times in HGC Europe, and it doesn't pay off. It has yet to pay off. I have yet to see the actual proof that it can work, and I think it only works if you're running against double mage or maybe a Jaina where it's all Ring of Frost combos, and that's just not happening.
Let's look at this composition in a different light.
Okay.
Let's look at it in the way that they've taken a bit of a gamble. They've gone for Zeratul, which is a very uncommon pickup for them. So they're putting a lot of hopes and prayers. This is why I'm doing this. I've only just noticed I'm doing this. This is why the Church of Zeratul is going to have to prevail.
Okay.
There is a lot on Zeratul here to work. So all hail the mighty Zeratul. make it work for beGenius, bring them back into this series.
And then I listened to your comment about they've made a bet here, and then I think it is not a smart bet. If you're going to bet, at least put yourself in an odd where you're 51-49 or something, right?
Oh.
I see maybe if they go for a Cocoon and hit Tyrael and dive in and maybe just get an engage. I know I'm on the Cocoon tricks or wacky meta thing here, but I don't think Locust Form works here.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a dive moment. I think that there needs to be a massive moment where you get isolation with Void Prison or a massive moment where you get isolation with Cocoon and then you go for the hard engage.
I mean, Zeratul and Li Ming could blow someone up while someone else, well, Thregar's cocooned or something.
Yeah,
that's one way to try and solve this puzzle that they've put themselves into.
Can they solve the puzzle? Game number 3, Cursed Hollow. beGenius taking on Tricked Esports. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's get this figured out here, man. In Game 3.
I think that's the biggest brain fart I've had in draft so far.
It happens.
Reddit will forgive me. Reddit loves me at this point.
They love you. You're perfect, man. Give me some of that love. Pass it over here.
I'll try. No, you're 50% of this duo, my friend. So
I'll take it. I'll take it. To the far left, give us the introduction here, Colors.
All right, of course it is Tricked eSport here, rocking things out with Remaball going to be on ETC, Crosby on Tychus, Nappet on Rehgar. We have Tyrael, played by Alex the Prodigy, and Eternal on Ragnaros.
To the far right, beGenius with the bet here. Eric King will be showing off the Falstad gameplay. We have Kirwa showing off his Li Ming. Please put him on that hero for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Tank for the win here on Zeratul. And that will be beGenius here going against Tricked Esports. Down.
Yes.
0-2.
So already, I like the tank for the win is on Zeratul. I think that, you know, a lot of people, we've even seen it in interviews from other teams in recent memory, that, you know, they respect tank for the win as one of the up-and-coming melee assassins / second warriors in the European scene right now. So, you know, the Church of Zeratul, all amen to Zeratul, like that's going to have to pay off big here.
We'll continue to watch as Zeratul hopefully becomes that linchpin here for beGenius to get a win. Kirwa and Unstable will be in the bottom lane, sieging upon Eternal here. What do we about?
Shifting Meteor, level 1.
Oh, snap!
No Q build? This
build?
This is heresy. We're all about religion in this cast, apparently. this is very uncommon.
Well, think about it. Where are you going to get massive engage? We're going to hit Qs on multiple members against the comp that beGenius has. They have Falstad, they have Li Ming, they have Disengage, they have a Nubrak who don't really take much damage from you. Why don't you just go for a poke build and drop a couple Ws on them, force your opponent to deal with them. You also get control of Zeratul when he's blinking around.
I'll be honest. As much as, yes, Q build is definitely the way for a lot of people right now, I think there is more to Ragnaros. I have experimented with every single build. He is my best friend. I love him. We go to parties together, and there is definitely more to Ragnaros. Actually, this is one of my least favorite builds for Ragnaros, fully enough. But
you're
still,
an E-build. You're that guy.
Kind of. I'm a hybrid, which I can explain at some other point. But it does provide the poke that you're mentioning. That poke is very powerful. So let's see how that goes.
Especially when you finish that quest, you can control the moment that it goes. You can chase down a Li Ming that might blink out of it. Things like that are very, very powerful with that level 1 talent. So watch for him. We'll let you know whenever that does finish up that quest. And you also see on your screen, as you'll see the meteor suddenly change directions when you're in the middle of fights.
How'd you do it? It's magic.
Look at him. Maybe the Mighty Gus was little and it blew it to the side or something. So here we go. Tribute has spawned here. First one in the top right corner. The Mercs have been grabbed actually for beGenius. We did not have eSports with the rotation here on their own Giants. So we're going to have some pressure in the bottom lane, and this bodes well for beGenius if they can poke here and not force a fight. They can get that value in that bottom lane. Dantan in trouble though. Is retreating. Here's Rimmer. He just doesn't take much damage there though.
So Static Shield is going to be the choice at level 4 for Arakeen, so he's going to be gaining shields as he is actually be able to put his static charge on toward things. But yeah, this has been a slow tribute to start things off. Unstable, looking to channel. Is there any contention?
No, they didn't grab their own Giants, and so they didn't even get the rotations here. Rotations was slightly slow for Tricked Esports, so they elect to just go down, defend bottom lane, and not deal with the poke. Because honestly, in this early game, beGenius has a great poke. They have the Hammering, they have the Li Ming poke, they have Zeratul that can float around and be an annoying nuisance. And if you get anyone down to less than half health, suddenly kill potential is there.
Yeah.
So the better decision here is to just wait, hold back, moving down the bottom lane instead of, ooh, Falstad just flying in the bottom lane. No.
Yeah.
Here for defense.
Trying to slow this down. Tricked eSport trying to gain as much experience as possible from towers. Okay, so this is the wackiest thing I'm about to say. In in HGC Europe so far, never mind my mistake in that previous draft, I don't mind Lava Wave in this game.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, wait, what?
I'm down.
Oh,
I love Lava Wave.
Trickler's wacky meta. God damn it.
Yeah, man, let's do some Lava Wave life.
So the reason I'm trying to justify it is because there's not actually that much stun to guarantee yourself really good Sulfura smashes. I know it's probably going to be Sulfura smash anyway, as we see Eternal being attacked on towards here, and he's going to get taken down. A good little rotation coming out from beGenius. But, yeah, there's not huge amounts of setup. ETC is going to have to be the setup for it. So there's a lot less setup than we normally see with the Ragnaros, is what I'm trying to say for a Sulfura smash. And
to add on top of what you're saying, Lava Wave just delays games forever, especially when you get to level 20 and you get the second Lava Wave available to you. They're going to be doing this weird cat and mouse game with beGenius because they have Falstad being able to barrel roll, you have Li Ming with being able to blink out, you have Zeratul to zone rotation, Malfurion should be playing safe, a new Wreck and Burrow charge. You're going to have a hard time getting isolation.
Yeah.
So if you delay out the game longer and longer and longer and you get push constantly happening, you increase your chances of getting that isolation to get those picks to win team fights.
I mean, this is all just theory, of course. It's 5% chance of actually happening.
I'm going to go 7%.
Okay, 7. Speaking of the number 7, at 7 we do have Molten Power coming out here, so it's going to be full Living Meteor build. So his Living Meteor, the more times it actually hits heroes, you get actually like more damage off the next Living Meteor. So it's, you know, it's again a lot of poke. We'll delay out those tributes for a while, whilst it's currently 1-1.
Mark's grab down here on the bottom left. A tribute will be spawning soon. It's currently 1-1 for each of our teams in terms of tribute, so we should get to 10 safely without a curse being on the field.
And of course, the final thing to say it's not going to be Lava Wave is that actually Church of Regod. Oh, God.
Oh, our friends over at TGN Squadron, Pally Time, they made the Church of Regod a thing. You should check out that video if you ever get the chance. It's pretty funny.
Fine. Isn't Brawl Green Jesus though? I mean, yeah, Regod or whatever, but whatever.
Oh, no, Tyrael on the top lane. Tyrael.
Sorry, yeah. The final thing to say that it's not going to be Lava Wave is that it has a 7-year cooldown. So, yeah, that also doesn't help my argument, my theorizing.
I gotta bring in these negatives.
Sorry, Lava Wave.
Lava Wave's the best thing in the world. Another engage here on the bottom right. Eternal's going in, and we're about to have level 10 here for eSports, but with level 10 already for beGenius, and Mighty Guts goes out. Can he get over? No! And Air King does get picked off. Now Fury coming in. Big silence, but unfortunately the knockback from Rimmer will stop it. We do, in fact, have the Coon picked up here, and we have a big rotation, and Tank for the Win comes down.
So Li Ming's not here. So Tank for the Win was just used as a way to actually disengage from that. It will indeed be Sulfura Smash, Sanctification, Stage Dive, Ancestral Heal, and Commandeer Odin. So again, it's going to have to be a lot on the power slide and maybe just slows here or there for this Sulfura Smash to really work out. It's going to have pinpoint accuracy as Eternal.
Poke here is from beGenius. We do have Void Prison available for our Zeratul, so we'll watch for that. Let's approach. He should be able to set up here with Sanctification to grab said boss. They are baiting this in here. There goes the engage. One fourth pop, as you mentioned, for the seed potential.
Now remember, if anybody gets locked down or is stood still for a little bit, Sulfura Smash will come in and do damage. That is going to be a good Void Prison. Sorry, a good Sanctification to make sure nobody's going to die off the back of that Void Prison. And
Nappy, though, is just getting picked on right now. The boss hitting in the back right. Big Ancestor healing, though, as Crosby will stay alive. A massive silence, though, and beGenius comes in with the Mighty Gust, and they steal the boss. That is a 3-man wipe on Tricked eSport. And Cocoon to Tyrael.
Oh, they just got ravaged. They actually just got dominated in that situation. An ambitious boss call overall.
So I think there were two big misplays there. One, I think Sanctification, I understand the theory behind it, but it missed out because it didn't hit Rhaegar, and Rhaegar actually did get popped by Li Ming down to a quarter health. And then Nappe, a quarter health, moves in on the boss. Oh, big stage dive coming in. Rimmer trying to slow down this tribute.
You've got to leave, Rimmer.
Yeah, you need to leave. Big Sulfura Smash, though. Air King comes in, and there's a poke off. Rimmer gets a stage dive, goes for the power slide, and we have a kill. But suddenly, our Ragnaros Inferno is in trouble, but he will escape. Yeah, the one tool that they have to set up a Sulfura Smash worked. The power slide into the Sulfura Smash. So lovely to see that they're able to delay that and cap it themselves. So salvaging the situation a little bit, but they did lose a fort pretty much for free down towards the bot lane. Well, the boss will finally be defended down here in the bottom left. As you mentioned, the fort has been killed off, but luckily grabbing that tribute will delay the curse that could have been massive for beGenius. That could have been 13 for them and maybe a keep or at least additional forts. So good play there by Trick eSports, Eternal and Rimmer making the plays to stay alive there.
Yeah, got themselves a consolation fort there, so just trying to catch up on that charge towards level 13. As beGenius here getting themselves their level 13s in, doing well. Bed of Bombs, always a good go-to here for Anubarak. Especially when he's a solo Anubarak, just kind of slow guys down a little bit on their impeding charge towards you can always be helpful.
Bed of Bombs is such a strong tool, especially when you're pushing into Fortune Keeps. Dropping down that Impale for a choke can slow down anyone from going to that choke for a couple of seconds. So
yeah,
just a strong, strong ability.
I gotta completely agree. It's like if you land it with the usual positions between either a tower and a keep, or a keep and the well, then you control that area for, as you say, just a few seconds. It's very good. Because the space is just perfect to control.
Chokes just become spiky, you know? Just don't want to walk through them. So
Spiky
damaging.
choke.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones will be proud.
That's right. Tribute in the bottom right. This is a big deal for both teams, as they will be awarded a curse if they do grab it. Each sees in the top lane, he's defending against the boss, but he does have stage dive. All heroics up for our teams. Watch out for the cocoon and watch out for the sanctifications. They both will be important to the fight. Erikine does move on down to help out with the fight. Crosby can slow this push for a long time here, being in Odin form. HGC continuing to handle that top lane, but a big flank from Tank for the win.
Yeah, going on towards Nape again here, just trying to pressure him, knowing that he can't really do too much to himself to help himself.
Ooh,
and that is really, yeah, just trying to slow them down from killing him off here. He's not quite hit the mark, as we're going to see Tricked eSport still trying to zone out. Good rotation back around there from Tank for the win, so he can get heals from Unstable.
Here it is.
The stage dive.
Stage dive in, power slide onto Unstable. The sounds comes out though. There we go. Now big Ancestral. The cocoon has came out. We do have Unstable taking damage here from Rimmer on the back right. Alex Pro G low on health. Crosby 1v1 with Erikine. Big Sulfurous smash, and there is a pickoff. Erikine in trouble at the same time. He will be able to retreat, but the tribute now goes over to Tricked eSport.
Yeah, good push away there by Tricked eSport, and also good control of the Zeratul situation, making sure that because again, I have to emphasize this, for me, he has to be the big playmaker in this game, and right now they're shutting him down. Every single time he went onto Nape, they were responding quickly. They forced him to Void Prism in a very uncomfortable and unuseful situation for beGenius, which is good control by Tricked eSport.
And this is why I had the criticism of Anubarak in the pickup. He can't be the engager, ever. He has too low of a health pool. There is a massive Tychus on the side, and HGC as well, that can do damage to him. And so you have Tank for the win being the big playmaker that you are looking for to make those plays, but the opening just isn't available for them. And I have to wonder if there was a variant here, could it be much better for them? Rimmer in trouble though in the bottom left. Tank for the win is making the play. Good save there from Nape. And honestly, it's all defense overall. We haven't all support at the bottom or the top. Alex Proji is engaging on the bottom right. We do have Crosby popping the Odin, but beGenius goes for the escape.
Yeah, so looks like they'll just kind of stabilize this out. Tricked eSports is going to back off. They know that they need to soak a little bit more. As much as their opposing team is cursed, they really haven't got much off of it. So beGenius has done a very, very good job of slowing them down. I would argue at the same time, though, Tricked eSport looking for a fight through mid there, instead of trying to get a little bit more structure damage, wasn't necessarily impactful on them getting towards 16.
Yeah, it comes back to the point that we mentioned in Infernal Shrines. Opening up the middle of the map is usually not something you want to do. I mean, you want to do it, but there's no reason for you to focus on it. The outskirts are so important. Another big Sulfurous smash.
No.
Just take it away. He's literally like 3 HP right now. Alex Koji going for the engage. Druid not being able quite yet, and he does escape.
I mean, like, you know, when it comes to the Church of Zeratul, all you have to say is that, you know, miracles can happen. Miracles can happen.
That they can. Thank for the win will retreat. beGenius does hit level 16 as well, slightly ahead of their opponents, and there are heroics down. Sulfurous smash being used there, and Odin down for 30 more seconds.
All right, so just cleaning up down towards the bottom will be Kirova, and obviously with this level 16, they have good opportunities to really seize momentum very heavily in their favor now.
They're going for the boss now, with 16 coming, Holy Ground to be available for Tricked eSport, so now is the prime time to go for it. I would say be careful though, because this is the king of throw pits. If you lose this boss and you lose a fight, you lose all momentum you have in the game.
So Sanctification is off cooldown, but they do have Gust, they do have Force of, what's it called? The one on Li Ming. Anyway,
Force of
that's
the Wave of Force.
Yeah, Wave of Force, that one. So you can see in towards the back.
There it is, and we have Air King on the back right, being poked by the Molten Core. So Fierce Match comes out, but it misses because Rimmer brings out the knockback. Unstable will Ice Block and walk away from the damage. Kirwa goes in for a big setup. Unfortunately, the Void Prism is not dropped. Ancestor Healing, Sanctification, and finally Ragnaros gets a takedown on the back right.
Yeah, perfect timing coming out for that. And saving the Saints until the very last second that they actually need it off the back of that Void Prism. And that gives them a really good opportunity now to get themselves back into this game. Are they actually going to do this? Oh, yeah, 4v5. Yeah, the Gust's down, so is Void Prism.
I'm upset for beGenius here. Hang on, we're going to see if this is possible. Continue to fight here. Danatan goes to the engage. Kirwa comes in with the damage on Rimmer, looking for that reset. Danatan continues with the dive, and he gets poked down. Rimmer dodges the hammerang and still stays alive. Nape with the chase, and there is a swap here. Trick Esports is now cleaning up out. And suddenly, this momentum that beGenius had at their fingertips, they could have had a curse. They could have pushed down a keep. They had 16. They had resets available for them, and it all falls apart because they tried to bait and engage around the boss. When Molten Core is available, and we have Trick Esports close to 16.
That's such a shame for beGenius there, as they really heavily focus this boss location, as you're mentioning. So now Trick Esports well in the driving seat once again in this game. This boss is going to go over to them. Tyrael is waiting on the other side just to make sure that the other boss wasn't being done. And then even if it was, he could try and steal it with Holy Ground and then the reinforcement of his members, because there was no way that beGenius was going to be able to start this boss in a timely manner to deny the rotation from getting there in time from Trick Esports.
No, there was no way for it to. And now suddenly this game goes from difficult mode to incredibly difficult mode for beGenius. They still have the trump card of getting a curse available for them if they do grab a tribute, but they are in a serious threat of a boss pushing down bottom lane and an ETC, and a second boss maybe being grabbed by Trick Esports. They are spread thin right now. And honestly, Trick Esports doesn't have to actually focus this boss. They're just baiting them, trying to keep beGenius in this area, so they can get the boss of on the bottom end to actually just get on the keep.
All right, so taking the hard camp here as a consolation prize. I'm slightly surprised that Trick Esports didn't go as hard onto that boss as they potentially could have done, but they're playing it safe. They don't want to go to a fourth game. They just want to round this out 3-0, get themselves a nice pickup, a nice win. And Danatan and Unstable lurking on the wings here. Alex the Pro G scouting that out.
Trick Esports, just looking at the game, even though it's close 18-18, and there is the available path to victory from beGenius of getting the curse, it just feels like beGenius is so deflated right now. After the last play, it just looks like it. They're all spread out now. They're playing completely safe. They've stopped making the aggressive plays we've seen from them in the early and the mid game.
Yeah.
It feels like Trick Esports is already won, and beGenius needs to take that momentum, that idea that Trick Esports has, and flip it on its side.
Even if that's the case, though, even if they are in that mentality where they're just a little bit dejected, they need to, rally together and understand that Zeratul with Void Prism, as well as also Gust and things like that, can still make massive, massive plays. They can turn around a game on their head, even 20 versus 19 in some extreme circumstances. But obviously they just want to get themselves an equal footing, level 20. This boss is still going to be continued to be kind of mulled over. As for both teams, it would march on to keep and thus cause very crippling damage.
I concur. I hope that beGenius does change up their attitude here. Trick Esports and beGenius now, 19-19, facing off on this bottom tribute. This will give curse to either team. Whoever does grab it. ETC is soaking in the bottom lane, has stage dive available, while beGenius has all hands on deck here. For the tribute, here comes Odin.
And they may have needed to have Falstead just like even towards mid lane to be able to fly down. It's going to be Molten Core being used to the south actually here on this. So good position, but Nappy taking a lot of damage. Kirva as well as Danatan going towards Ragnaros. Rhaegar, that's perfect for them. They actually get a Zeratul kill off the back of that. Big silence going on towards 3 though. beGenius looking for more blood. That's a great sanctification to save the Commandeer Odin here. At the same time, the Crosby is going to fall. Kirva blinks over the little ravine there, and he's going to look for more damage on towards Alex the Pro G.
That was the engage I needed from beGenius. They get 3 pickoffs, and now we'll grab the tribute and have curse available to them. No Molten Core here for defense. It all comes down to, oh, hang on, Air King continuing with the aggression, moving in for the ETC. Can they take him out? There we go. Damage is coming in. Kirwa low on mana, but it is enough. 4 members wiped for Trick Esports. So it came down to Danatan hitting the cocoon. We had a solid dive on Nape, which means they had no sustain, and then they could deal with Odin.
I promise you, just get Kirva on Li Ming. From game to game, we have seen how much damage he's able to dish out and how impactful he has been on the kill targets. He makes it work, and it looks good. I mean, admittedly, all of beGenius came together there. There was a great gust from our team coming out. There was some counterplay from Tricked eSport on the other side, but that even route, oh god, that's a nail in the coffin there for them, as they're going to just gust these two members away, dodge out the Sulfura Smash. Kirva's very low. He's going to go down.
Falstad needs to die. If they kill Falstad, they can defend this.
Yeah,
they kill
can.
Falstad. Can they go with Danatan now?
No.
Danatan's next here. Get Danatan and then deal with the Malfurion. They're both keeping them down. 18%, 17%, 16%. Here comes Unstable working his damage on the core. He's going to Ice Block. He doesn't have the Twilight Dream quite yet, and he will miss it. Here's take for the win on Zeratul, but he's locked down. Massive Void Prison, but it's not enough. All 5 members of beGenius lose out on their core rush, and I'm looking at someone next to me.
Don't.
I may or may not be blaming him, but Tricked Esports can now go for a push.
All right. So, they, admittedly, right, let's look at the very final moments of that. Zeratul coming in and using Void Prism buys them a little bit of time. Admittedly, him being alive and using a Void Prism on the other side might have been quite useful for defense. But now they've got heroic difficulty, and I'm pretty sure Molten Core is not on cooldown.
No, it doesn't matter. They have sanctification. They go straight for the core here. They set up for everything. They wait for the combo from Kirwa, and then they drop Snake. There we go. Now they focus down the core. Let's see if they can hold this. Falstad does have Mighty Gust. There is a Mighty Gust. The Molten Core is on the core, and 80% and dropping. Not a member to fall yet here. Molten Core killing off a member in the back right. No more Li Ming, which means your defense is much worse here. Cocoon comes out on Tychus. They continue to apply all damage to the core, and Tricked Esports is setting themselves up here to take game number 3 against beGenius, and they get another victory in the HGC.
Yes, they do. 3-0. Very well done. And also, towards the end there, the prioritization to kill off Li Ming with the Molten Core. Li Ming is one of the best defenders of cores, keeps, any kind of structure in the game.
Yeah.
And she was heavily prioritized there by Eternal. Really good play by him, and I'm sorry.
I feel really bad for beGenius just because they had a couple of outstanding moments to where they could take that game. They had the moment down by the boss where they danced around a lot, where they didn't really need to do that because they were seriously there. They had momentum. They could taste it. And instead they go for a boss call, which makes sense, again, because Tyrael's at 15, but it's a risk that you don't need to take.
They didn't really need to take the core risk. They'd won they'd won that fight 3-0. They had all 4 members. I can't quite recall, but anyway, they didn't have any of their keeps down, so they had no catapults pushing up against them. I think they got a bit ambitious.
Yeah.
A bit ambitious there. Admittedly, it was very close.
It was very, very close. So unfortunate for beGenius. Again, it's good to see light from them. They had some adjustments there. There are some things that are coming to light for them. Kirwa on Li Ming has been an absolute delight to watch. So we would love to see more of it. But Tricked Esports also starting to hit some stride here. And, again, they had the Playing Ducks matchup where they were up 2-0 and they played Cho'Gall and they kind of seemed to just fall off in the entire best of 5 series. If it was a different world, Tricked Esports would have 3 wins right now. And they have now secured 2. And they're on the up and up, which is what we've been wanting from them in the last couple of weeks. They've already gone through the hard matchups. They'll face more later on, but they are winning the matches they need to.
Yeah, definitely. I think the only anomaly for Tricked Esport was them going up against Playing Ducks and having that bit of a heartbreaker game number 3, which kind of snowballed out of control a little bit in that series. But other than that, I think they've won the matches that they need to. And I think that for them, looking at Phase 1, they know that this phase has been difficult. Across the board. So they'll be looking for the entire season. They're looking at a year picture to grow together, to play together, and to find a really good stride together.
And the same thing is there for beGenius. They're working on coming together. And every week I walk away and I see a little bit more light at the end of the dark tunnel that they are sadly in right now. But they are this much closer to getting a win there on the board. Just, beGenius at home. Continue improving, continue to be better there. Find your strengths, continue with it. The only major criticism I have in the draft, I feel like they did okay in drafting here, was the Anubrek. I like the idea behind it. They executed it well once in this series, especially in that fight in the bottom right where they went for the core rush, where they had the Cocoon on Ethereal, to stop sanctification, and they had the full dive on the Rhaegar when Molten Core had been popped up. But one has to wonder, if you had gotten better, beefier engager there if it could have worked out overall a little bit more for the team.
Yeah, the idea of going Zeratul, Falstad, Li Ming with a solo Anubarak, that's a very thin back line with a very thin front line. It's a fragile composition that requires extra. I mean, I said it about Varian as a solo warrior, it requires finesse to pull off. Likewise, this composition requires finesse as well. Where, you know, maybe if we saw one of the big three kind of have one of those compositions, you know, I'd have a lot more faith in it.
Yeah.
beGenius, you know, it all needs to come together just a little bit more.
It's the same case with the solo Tyrael. Whenever we have Fnatic or Misfits running, we're like, okay,
it's beautiful.
You guys got this. Yeah. But on the lower sides here, there's just some coordination issues that are holding these teams back from running the solo hero. For you guys at home, though, we're getting set up here for Alex the Proji to be the member that we talked to. We'll be getting him on the phone as soon as we can. And we'll discuss his thoughts over the last few weeks, man. Again, Alex the Proji is someone that when you talk to him, you get a very real sense of what he is feeling because he is very forward with his thoughts about his team and himself.
Yeah, most definitely. He's one of the big critical thinkers of the European scene, not only in his own play, but also just the meta in general. A very, very smart guy when it kind of puts his mind to the game. So it's always nice to talk to Alex.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about the alteration we saw today. Is this something that we're going to see more from when we talk to Alex the Proji and see his team? Are we going to see less warrior-dependent comps, the 2 to 3 warriors that we've seen so much in the past? Because today we had a few mix-ups. We had more Falstad. We had a little bit more Ragnaros as well. Actually, I'm getting a note here. We're going to have Crosby instead to talk to. But regardless, still the same questions.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. And I haven't spoken to Crosby for a long time, actually. So
I'm ready for him, man. Especially with him being the team captain here. I want to talk to him about coming together and, you know, riling his team when you've had such a hard start. It's so hard to pull yourself from the bottom of the depths of an ocean and try to float to the top.
Well, there's just a significantly strong stance for the big three, and even the way Team Expert has come into HGC Europe Phase 1 as well. You know that they are so poised and so challenging for like those top 4, top 3 spots that those fixtures early on in Phase 1 definitely put them in a bad spot, but they knew that those matches were always going to be hard. And again, they had to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, they certainly have to because the picture is quite wide. And I'm actually excited for our next match where we get to explore that picture a little bit more with Expert and Misfits facing off.
Yeah.
We just have such good games here in Europe with all the depth that we continue to see. So looking forward to that. I also want to ask about Tychus. Seriously, he's been...
Where does he fit right now?
Where does he fit right now? We're seeing so much Tychus, especially from the lower teams, beGenius, even from eSports a little bit.
I think across all regions, he's not having the best of time, right?
Yeah, he's having a really hard time. There was gosh, what, 4 weeks ago where he was king?
I don't mind this because I actually don't like Tychus at all. But he's actually he's my least played hero, and he's the one I don't like as much. I just don't know what it is. I just can't gel with it.
It's interesting. I feel like he's transitioned from this tank buster to more of a poke hero now with the Odin form. The Odin form is used more now for sieging down forts and such. And, okay, if a tank comes my way, I drop the minigun, but it's being used more as a way to delay tactic, as we saw there on top of the tributes. You had your Ragnaros and your Molten Core, and you had Odin. There's no way anyone's getting that tribute near you. So it's weird and kind of cool to watch how one hero who is meant to be a tank buster and has been that tank buster for a while transition into a state into where he's the guy that pokes down.
I mean, for a long time, it was considered commonplace knowledge that you can't go Commandeer Odin because the wind-up is too long. But people find opportunities to have that wind-up where in locations where your opponents have to fight.
Yeah.
You can't just say, oh, they popped Commandeer Odin, let's go somewhere else, the tribute's gone forever. Oh, like, no, you can't just do that with every tribute.
Yeah.
You've got to stand and fight.
That mentality, just diving further into it because we have a little bit more time here, that mentality can be applied to a hero like Gazlord. If you go set up, you're good to go. Yes, Caleris! One day we'll get him. Oh, I think we have Crosby here. Crosby, can you hear me?
Okay, it's good.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Hello, how's it going?
It is going well. First off, congratulations on your victory today against beGenius. I just want to talk to you guys. It's the first time that we've actually had a chance to talk to Tricked Esports. How is the team feeling? You're starting to get some momentum here. You now have 2 wins under your belt.
Yeah, well, it feels pretty good right now. Like, we're actually winning, so that's always a good thing. But I think in the start it was kind of rough for us because we don't have as much synergy as the other teams. But I think it's been working much better at least in the current state, and I think we're going to be performing much better in the future.
Is there a lot of adaptation happening for your team? Because in the first couple of weeks, we saw a ton of warriors for you guys. We had double warrior, triple warrior, but today we saw a lot more false setup, a lot more mix-up.
Yeah, we're trying to mix things up and see what works for us, what doesn't work for us, and it seems like we are going into a point right now where we're actually feeling really confident, so yeah.
So obviously at the beginning of the season, you had to go up against stronger opponents than you've had to recently. Would you have, if you were to play against those stronger opponents like your Fnatics, like your Dignitases, etc., later on down the line, would you apply the same kind of compositions? Or do you think that you now would apply the same kind of compositions to them? Or would you have navigated more towards those heavier warrior lineups? What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, we've got everything pretty much on lockdown. We think we're gonna have our comms down on work, and we're gonna improve on them, and we're gonna see how we're gonna do against the better teams. Like for sure, right now we cannot really see what we're gonna do against them, but I think we're gonna do and perform a lot better against them at least.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you actually are gonna be hitting a big one next week, actually, next Friday.
Misfits, yeah.
You guys are facing off against the Misfits. What's the mentality behind that? Are you guys prepared for it?
I think we're actually going to do fairly well against them. At least it's not going to be like 3-0 stomp, I hope, at least. But yeah, I think we're going to do a lot better, and I think our synergy has been improving way better. Like it's a lot better right now, so we're going into a period where we're going to actually show up again and actually be showing the people that we can actually play this game and not just be in the bottom.
Awesome. Well, it's great to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time. And again, congratulations on your victory today. Before I let you go, give us your shout-outs.
Well, I can shout out to my whole team. They played really well today. And I'm shouting out to my organization who has been helping us out a lot. And yeah, thanks to you guys for doing this awesome event.
Awesome. Thank you so much to Crosby, and congratulations again to Tricked Esports. All right, guys, that's it for that matchup. Again, congratulations to them. Soon, we get to prepare for, I feel like, one of the biggest matches today here in the HGC.
Yes.
We're going to get to watch Misfits as they take on Team Expert. Expert has been getting better and better against the top three. Fnatic took them to Game 5, Claris.
Yes, they did. There was that one core moment, which sometimes keeps happening when I'm here. I'm sorry about that.
Anomalies.
Anomalies, for sure. But one thing's for sure between these two teams is that it's a big fixture because you've got Misfits who are on the very verge of guaranteeing themselves going to Katowice, and then you've got Team Expert here who are currently looking for an opportunity to go to Katowice. If they can get the win here, they can turn a lot on its head for particularly that third spot. So exciting times.
Yeah, it's an exciting clash that we're excited for. We'll be getting ready for it very, very soon. We'll be right back. This is HGC Europe. We go. The ball set going to be falling up on the kill on Unstable. Going to be able to trade here for a 2-for-1, though. Eric Keen, unfortunately, falls still a 3-for-1, and beGenius losing this fight. Kirwa attempting to do something. Eternal gets away with the hair on a chinny chin chin for 8 seconds here. Dan